I do hope the recent short videos have kept you interested in our van build. Working life has taken a lot of our time recently, so here's a longer vlog in a little bit more detail of all the things we've done to our van. So while I play our introduction, it might be wise to go and make yourself a cup of tea, grab a pen and paper, and then sit down and enjoy the vlog.
Do catch our channel at Van Life My Way to follow this conversion of our Citroen Relay into our off-grid mobile home. Find us also on Facebook at My Way Adventure and communicate with our growing network of van lifers and overlanders.
My neighbour Paul has been a great help, helping me trim out some of the interior of my van. He's made me a wonderful window surround, an end panel to go on the end of my fridge unit, and a fantastic infill that hides all my electrics. Paul is still busy now making us lots of other bits and pieces, but while he's doing that, I think it's about time we got on with our kitchen. Battening the floor allows for support for where you may be walking and to support your units. In this build, I'm only putting down aluminium battens in the areas where they're needed to help save on weight. Here in the galley though, I'm increasing the height by another 25mm and putting down a second layer of insulation. All will be revealed in another vlog. Here's a clue. But for now, I'm starting drilling out and tapping my aluminium cross sections to allow the fitting of my second layer. A rubber strip provides a thermal break, and down goes another 25mm of Celotex style insulation. Two sections of 40x40 extruded aluminium are longitudinally mounted to supply support for my kitchen unit and fixings, and put in place for the vertical supports which are spaced according to our appliances that will be fitting. A top section is put in place to support our worktop, and then we concentrate on finishing our overhead lockers. Holes are cut in a piece of plywood that has been pre-cut to mount flush underneath the cupboard. 4 blocks are glued into place with PVA to allow the perfect gapping and space to fix under cupboard lighting. The boards are spray painted and the lights and switches are pre-fitted. In the meantime, Nikki drills out the fixing points into 2 pieces of white painted ply to be used as our cupboard bases. These bases are easily fixed to the 30x30 extruded aluminium. We then drill through the 4 blocks in the bottom pieces, so when we fix with screws, we don't split the wood. We then wire the lights and switch using very useful Wago connectors, and fix the boards in place. With the electrics installed in our fridge unit, I prepare a baseboard, as nothing is stopping us from installing our fridge, except perhaps Arrow, who has a different agenda. Nothing but foil insulation backs our fridge unit. Besides saving on weight, the foil helps to keep our fridge cool in direct sunlight. Something worth considering, as many fridges are designed to shut down in any temperature over 30 degrees C. An additional painted block of wood is screwed and bonded to my fridge unit end panel. This is to allow a firm fixing point when the fridge is screwed into place. On goes my end panel, which is then bolted firmly into place on our extruded aluminium. Then goes in our painted baseboard and is fixed down, before sliding in our fridge. When we finished our house kitchen some 8 years ago, we had saved some large pieces of our Mistral worktops. Mistral is a composite material that looks and feels like marble, but cuts like wood, so we set Paul on with the task of forming our kitchen worktop. Mistral is very heavy and expensive, but you can often find offcuts on eBay. And when we remove material for our sink and hob, any weight penalty is minimised. A dry fit ensures all looks well before I set to and make it permanent. I start by cutting some angled aluminium to make into brackets. The brackets are measured and drilled to take fixings and are bolted to the extruded aluminium and a mark made to where they will fix into the Mistral worktop. The marks are then drilled and tapped to take an 8mm fixing bolt. With several fixings in place and our Thetford oven installed, fixed and supported by our aluminium extrusion, we lift the worktop in place and bolt down onto the angled brackets. We can now remove the protective covering to reveal the polished finish underneath. We then set to install 2 gas dropout vents as a safety measure in the event we have a gas leak. The bare metal edges are protected with a galvanising spray and dropouts installed, fixed and sealed with polyurethane sealant. Down goes our Celotex style insulation, and we seal in the pipework I like to use as access points for our LPG pipework. In goes our Thetford hob, dropping the pipework through the floor through the tube, and is then fixed down with supplied fixings. In goes our kitchen tap, which pivots to use inside or outside. The sink is then dropped in and bonded into place to complete our worktop utilities.
Big kit!
All our LPG runs underneath our van for safety reasons. I have only 3 connections inside the van and 21 outside our habitable space. Now installed and professionally certified, I will add some protection from any road spray that will ensure we avoid any corrosion. Now I'm sorry if the sound quality in that isn't very good at the moment, but let me show you where we are. So we're now having a shakedown of all of our van systems on the NC500, and you can probably catch that on our next video.